Hello everyone, and thanks for watching my YouTube videos. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback lately on my review of the FE, which one is the 350 and the 250, and I've been asked to keep people updated with mileage, maintenance, and opinions about the bike. So if you don't know me, my name is Austin. I'm out of Colorado. I have a couple days off and thought I'd make a couple videos, and hopefully to keep the positive feedback. I appreciate the comments and all the questions, and keep them coming. So today I am going to quickly talk about, since I don't have much time, about my FE350. They're 2018. For those that don't know, my wife and I both ride an FE250 and an FE350. The type of riding style we do is everything. Dirt road, single track, Moab, highway riding, and I think that about covers everything. Obviously don't ride any motocross. Kind of grew out of that, I think, a few years ago. Was glad I kind of got the wife away from it too. So 2018 FE350. I don't know how many miles I have on it. Let me look here. I've got the key. I'm at 1,300 miles. Not really sure about the hours. I know there's a way to check, I think, on there. But 1,300 miles. And last summer when we first got the bikes, we rode a lot. We rode really hard, actually. When we did ride, we hit Moab mainly. And so these bikes were broken to their full potential. Pritchett Canyon, Cane Creek. We've done it, and we did it, and some of it was really difficult for us. But coming from our past bikes that we were riding was a CRF. She was on a KX F250 when she traded it for the Husky, and I was on a YZF 426F, but I knew I wanted this Husky. Sold the YZF, rode an old Honda that I had for a while, CRF, and finally, one spring of 2018, I guess last year, went down and bought this Husqvarna FE350. Definitely quite the price tag on the machines. I'm not going to talk about what I paid for the machine, but I knew what I wanted. I really did. We previously bought a brand new KX 250F. The motor had about 12 hours on it. It needed valve shimmed after about 4 hours, so I took it to the dealer and was like, really? And ended up, long story short, paying for them to shim the valves on that KX250F. It's like, this is not working. So when I was going to go buy a new Husqvarna, I told myself, if I'm buying one, I'm getting the wife one also. And not only that, to get rid of the Kawasaki, but I wanted to get the street legal package because I want to broaden our riding styles and legally be able to ride a lot more areas. Many of the trails in my area out of Blue River, Colorado are becoming street legal use, highway legal use vehicles only, and so to access other trails also. So now that we're street legal, whatever, whatnot, we can still dirt bike everywhere we want to. What I say, 1,300 miles-ish on this machine, zero issues, absolutely zero issues. The only things that I've had problems with is like this rear, as most of you will give grief for, the rear tail light assembly. You can see this one's broke. I taped it. That turn signal fell off the other day. As I was riding home, we were riding over Mosquito Pass. If anyone knows that, we're going from my brother-in-law's over back home here, and it's pretty rough. And once I got down the hill, my wife was like, hey, you dropped your turn signal, but she had picked it up. I'll order some new ones. I'm thinking about ordering a new tail light assembly, but I really like this light here. It's really bright. The running light isn't real bright, but when you hit the brake, this thing lights up. So I really like it. Speaking of which, We have been doing a lot of riding this year, mostly around Ouray for a while we were down there on some time off, and here around my area, and leaving straight from the house. I'm going to be hopping on the bike here in a few minutes and riding on Highway 9, going over Hoosier Pass, up and over. I live on Hoosier Pass, but I'm going to be heading over there and doing some just easy riding today. I'm not going to put all my gear on, just going to wear some Carhartts and my helmet and do a little bit of cruising. Last week we did Highway 9 over to Fairplay, over to Buena Vista, back over to Weston Pass, over Weston Pass into Leadville to my brother-in-law's, and home over Mosquito Pass, and back over from Alma to my house. And so a lot of riding on 285, a lot of riding on Highway 9. We've been running these bikes, honestly, about 68 miles an hour is our cruising speed on 285. And the more we ride them, the more comfortable we've been getting on these bikes. They do great. I was having a lot of wobble, but I have I aired up the tires to about 28 psi, or I think it was about 28 on all the 4 tires on both bikes, and I could be wrong, I don't remember, but I aired up the tires and it really smoothed out the ride for highway riding. They're not bad at high speeds, but it is still riding a dirt bike on the street with 6 gears. For the most part, I've been mostly impressed that the more I'm riding this bike, the better it seems to be operating, the easier it's starting. If you watch my previous video on the Husqvarna, my 350 here didn't always crank over quite as fast as my wife's 250. I'd have to prime it a couple times by turning the key and it'd fire right up. No really issues, but I was only the first time in the day it would do that, so I was never real concerned about it. I am still on a stock spark plug. I am changed the air filter out a couple times. We've got 2 sets of air filters, so we just keep one clean and throw them in there before we go on a good trip. Changed the oil very considerably on this bike. I am running I think it's called Mototex or something, oil that the KTMs run. I've got a local KTM dealer just down the road. There's not a Husqvarna or Bel-Ray dealer anywhere close, so I was running Bel-Ray for a while, but I went over to that Mototex. It's still good stuff, I'm sure of it, and considering the similarities between the KTM and the Husky, I figure I'm comfortable with switching oils over to that Mototex because, again, I have a dealer that's really close. I have 2 minutes left on this video. Thank you for watching. It's greatly appreciated. Plans for this bike, like I mentioned, the turn signal assembly. Can't really figure out what to do. I kind of like the bulkiness of it because it kind of puts it in people's face that it's street legal and that I am following the law, and leave me alone. But I'm having troubles for the second time with my turn signals. My wife hadn't, so I'm not sure about what's that, because we ride the same trails. Maybe I'm going a little faster, but I've cleaned these little turn signals off. I've gone through a couple sets on them. But whatever. The chains I have tensioned twice on my bike and once on my wife's bike, and that's it. We keep them considerably lubed. I have not shimmed the valves yet, although this winter I plan on doing tires, checking valve clearance, what else? Fixing the turn signal crap, replacing the spark plug, and just basic clean maintenance, maybe take apart some linkages in the back suspension and lubricating them and putting them back on. I have had this bike on accident in water up to the seat, and it didn't die or bog, and I was very thankful about that because it made me very nervous. Thank you for watching this video. Be safe. Ask questions. I'm going to be going on a ride, and I'll upload this video later. Happy Labor Day weekend. Sorry I'm not good at video editing, or I really don't care to sit down and spend the time to do that because I have other things to do, like order parts and better things to do around here to get ready for wintertime. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.